Hello. Thank you for being so honest and vulnerable. I think that the only way that we can move forward is if you are very honest, right? And because you're very honest, I want to also be very honest because I think, I think a lot of the time people look at influencers and look at social media and they think, I should be doing X, I should be living my best life, and I should not be feeling Y. And I want to bring you an honest perspective from somebody who is very carefree and lives life to the fullest, but somebody who's very practical. Okay, so I hope that you know that my advice comes from a good place, and my advice comes from somebody who has quit their job and followed their dreams. Okay, it sounds to me that the answer is simple based on your writing, right? You can't afford to quit your job. That's the reality. It's not may not be a reality that you want to hear, but it's your reality. Because if you came to me and said, I can stay in my family house, I can afford to not have money for 6 months and not have an income, then, and if you lived in a country where there's social security, like Ireland or the UK, maybe we can talk about that as an option. But the reality is Malaysia does not have social security. And if your reality is you cannot survive without a job, meaning you have to pay bills, you have to pay rent, you will be homeless, then we need to be realistic and not beat yourself up that this is your reality. Because to me it's black and white. And this may not be what you want to hear, right? Because you want to hear that potentially just quit your job, go after your dreams, but I have done it personally myself, and I know how difficult it is, and I know that feeling of if I don't earn, I cannot, when I was in Spain, I didn't have anybody paying my rent. I had to pay rent. I had to pay that. If not, I would be homeless, right? So you need to be very honest with yourself. And but for me also, I knew that I had my mum and dad. If shit hit the fan, I knew that I could go back home to Malaysia if I could take out a loan, but I could go back to Malaysia and stay with my parents. That was my backup plan. Not everybody has that backup plan. Do you have that backup plan? Because the truth is, I'm telling you very honestly, if you're struggling to find a different job now, when you're already employed, you're going to find it 10 times harder to find a job when you are sitting at home with no money and worrying about paying your rent, worrying about being evicted. It's going to be 10 times harder when you have that risk of your head. You'll be stressed. You can't think straight. It is much easier to find another job while you're in a job. I think people don't talk about that. I think personally, I think let's be honest. Can you afford not to work? If the reality is, yes, you have family support, yes, you can physically afford not to work for 6 months, you won't be homeless, okay, maybe take that risk and give it a go. But if the reality is you cannot survive without a job for 6 months, then I think your focus needs to be on number 2. Then your focus needs to be on all your energy and effort on less on should I quit, it should be more on I'm going to secure a different job. That needs to be everything. All your energy and time needs to be focused on that. And you tell me, you're obviously stressed right now. And you said, I asked you, what do you do to secure the next job? You said, I've updated my resume. I've applied to 5-10 jobs. To be quite honest, when I was hustling in Spain, I was making 5-10 applications a day, not in entirety. That's the level of how much I wanted it. Furthermore, if you want to be saving 6 months, I would say 12 months at least, emergency funds, you need to focus and go hard on this commitment. No eating out, no buying unnecessary. I literally would be I know it sounds hard, but I personally would be like rice, eggs. I will be focusing all my energy, time, and all my money to making that goal become a reality. Because you're trying to do both at the same time now. You're trying to say, I want to quit my job. Should I? And your energy is being dissipated by decisions on what to do. But instead, your energy needs to be focusing on saving that money for 6 months and doing everything you can to get yourself to 6 months and securing a different job. And if you should have at least one new application per day, at the very least. That is the kind of commitment you need to be making. That's my honest advice to you. Because what you are doing right now, I don't think it's practical. So in summary, I would say I would be telling myself, okay, I'm going to go hard on this new job application. I need to be making at least one application a day. Boom, boom, like really focusing for the next 3 months on applying, finding strategies. I think you might have taken my CV and interview workshop, I think you might have taken it, but really double down on the efforts on finding a new job. Let's do that first. And at the same time, saving as much as you can. And if you are able to get 6 months under your belt and you still haven't got a new job, so let's say you've been really pushing hard and really giving it a good go, like every day hustling hard and trying to get a new job, and you still don't have a new job by the time that you have 6 months saved, maybe you can then say, okay, as a reward, I'm going to quit. I'm going to give myself 6 months to not work and try apply to, maybe if I have more time. But then just know that you can always go back to a different job, right? Just know that you can always get paid if that's what you want. That's what I would do. I would be focusing my energy on one thing at a time.